Hello, everybody. Welcome to Cow Daily. Back again. Have you been doing much? Has anything been happening since I've been gone? This is just a test today. I'm just trying to get things done. And obviously setting up a new studio. As you can see, I haven't set the lighting up or anything. I'm testing the audio, testing the visuals. I see people are joining the stream. In the time on a tradition, let us know in the comments if you're about, and more to the point, let me know how you're feeling. Also, if you could share the stream. I've got a few different things, obviously, and we're going to frame it around the Trump inauguration and other things. Bloody hell. It's an interesting time, to say the least, in human history. I think we're going to all agree on that. So I shall pull some things up for you. One of the things I'd like to do actually as well, just give you a bit of an update on what I've been doing. Obviously, some of you know I had a couple of bereavements before Christmas, and other things over Christmas happened, which was just crazy. But obviously, need to keep that to myself. Before that, I took a bit of a break. Was still working, but I've qualified in a few different things. I've got a master's certificate with the BBC, and also a master's certificate in digital investigation techniques with AFP, which is like the French version of that. So I've been busy, very busy, in fact, busy on a lot of different things. But it's time to come back. It is time. I see people are just joining. If you could let us know who you are in the comments, how you're doing, that kind of thing. That would be very much appreciated. So let us have a look at some stuff. Let's look at this. Right, this is the type of stuff that's been served up in my feed as well on Facebook. For audio people, hello, Jono. Jono's popped up. Great to see you, my friend. Always a pleasure. Ahoy, ahoy, right back at you. So slide on the screen for audio people is a meme put out by one of them fake pages, Memes of England. Far right, welcome here, it says. Yeah, you know, all the normally indigenous British families, it says. And also, along the top, it says, take a look at this post to spark your next idea. I'm being served up stuff like that, and I don't follow them. That's been happening across platforms for a while now. And quite clearly, that's not the one. Shouts to Tyler, yeah, you know, morning all, back at you, my friend. So the reason I'm showing this is I myself recently got this on Instagram, another Meta platform, as you know. So there was a meme that I posted, which said, being called far right today is blah, 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 etc. Just basically, you know, against the far right. Quite obviously, you know, I mean, lest we forget and all that. What that meant was I was demonetized on Facebook and Instagram for posting a meme against the far right. And as you can see, again, I'm being served up this far right welcome here stuff. And that's been allowed to stay up. And as far as I know, those pages are monetized. The reason I wanted to show you that is you can see how this has been going. And it's been going this way for well before the whole Trump thing. So I'm not hearing anything about this being some like new stuff. Matty's here, house on. Morning from the vegan lefties. Sorry, pal. So as you can see, I've obviously appealed this just to see what would happen. Got nothing back from that. So that's in part how it's done. I have journalism qualifications from reputable outlets. I've said this to them, and nothing happens, and they monetize the right. So you can say it's already weighted. I'll be interested to see, actually, the EU has requested the details of the algorithm for Twitter. And well, I doubt Musk will give them it. But they want to find out how it's weighted towards the far right. Pub Theo-skeptic in the area. Meta's been serving me similar crap as I started following some of those dodgy fake nostalgia pages. Also a few pages bigging up the wonders of Russia, just saying. I literally don't follow those. I mean, there's a lot of people have been saying it's just been served up. Crazy, yeah. So anyway, moving forward. Sorry, folks, but ignoring it is what the Germans did. This is the point at this juncture. People have got a choice to make, you know? And, you know, I was asked on a podcast like 10 years ago regarding Trump, is this fascism? I thought about it and went, yeah. And one of the problems is fascism has been thrown around quite a lot for, I don't know, I don't like what you do, and that's fascism. You know, like people have used it a lot, so it's almost dismantled the meaning of the word. Don't make no mistake, this is full on authoritarian fascism. I mean, we've all seen, at least I hope we have, Elon Musk's fascist salute. Several historians have pointed out that that's exactly what he did. That is what this is. So I'm not hearing from people who went to school with now Lee's going, oh, he's just autistic. That does a disservice to people who are not neurotypical. That doesn't autism isn't a byproduct of fascism. It's just been that. One thing I want to point out as well, people are trying to position division, and there is a level of division amongst the UK and the new US administration, of course. On the outside, on the screen, something I wrote the other day, Mandelson's Global Counsel consultancy was instrumental in securing the NHS data contract for Peter Thiel's Palantir. Thiel being one of Trump's main backers and the business partner of JD Vance, obviously the vice president, at Rumble. It's all just smoke and mirrors, much like the WWE. They're running storylines whilst being thick as thieves. I need to know, absolutely need to know, and I also need to adjust my sound. If you could let us know if the sound and all that's all right as well, because obviously I'm just doing a test here. Just getting my head round it all again. I'll just check the comments for that. 2 seconds. Andy Taylor's here. Good morning. Also, good luck with your smoking cessations, lads. Sounds okay. People are saying cheers, chaps. Very much appreciated. So again, it's look at this like the wrestling. And strangely enough, Dana White, who's just been added to the board of Meta, the UFC president, the parent company of the UFC and the WWE is the one and the same. They're merged. Samantha Dean in the house. Sounds great. Nice to see you, mate. Nice to see everybody. So the top and bottom of it is this. If Mandelson and Thiel are helping each other on that global level, then why is the positioning? Because for those who don't know, Mandelson's one of Starmer's main advisors, and there was something put out today, which was, or Trump might put like too many barriers in place, etc., for him to take that up. I'm going to suggest that running game, whereas at the same time, they're talking shop behind their hands. And we'll unpack this more and more as the show goes on. Again, it's a test today, so I'm doing an overview. And as you can see, they've done the Steve Bannon thing, flooding the zone with shit. Like, I mean, 300 executive orders. One of the things I wanted to show you here, just hours after taking the oath of office, Donald Trump took down reproductiverights.gov, a website to help women find healthcare and understand their rights. They're wasting no time assaulting freedom. There's a screenshot there. It's not there. Again, just to point this out, on screen, Zuckerberg, Musk, Bezos, forgot his name, dude with Google, and I think that's Bezos' wife, Row one of the inauguration, the richest men in America who own all of the communications platforms. Row two, the cabinet. Now, why is that a problem? There's loads of problems about that, obviously. But why is that specifically a problem? The marriage of corporations and politics is clearly bad. I mean, they're giving Musk office space to do this like Doge Department of Government Efficiency. If you want to know what that's about, look at Argentina and Cosmic Aslan, Javier Milei. Look at what's went on there. The poverty rate has risen. They've sacked a load of public servants, and they're making the ones that remain reapply for their jobs on a lower rate, whilst smearing them as like enemies of the state and bludgers and all of this kind of thing. That's the way it's going quite clearly. And that's not even half the battle here. Right, back up. And just again, some people really need to take this on board. Fascism is not a form of autism. I understand that you may not wish to acknowledge the new reality just yet. However, that does not give you carte blanche to further stigmatize good people who are not neurotypical. You saw what you saw. You don't need a Fox News host trying to sell you a bridge. The top and bottom of it is this, man. They are gaslighting the granny out of us. I saw clips from news sources where they'd edited Musk doing the fascist salute, which is just like we're in a new place here. It's a new dawn, quite clearly. Also, as well, if you'd watch this stream on the Cow Daily YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Cow Daily, you will there find the monetization that I've got a monetized channel there. Done pretty much nothing very much with it, in a sense. I mean, as many of you know, I used the live streams previously to reprogram my brain and make it work again after long COVID and brain fog. And I am sound now. It was hard, as you know, but I'm good. Right, MAGA religion. Mocking the disabled is acceptable. Never apologize, never admit you're wrong. Name calling is cool. Science is stupid. Empathy is a weakness. Fear those who are different. Cheating means you are smart. Bullying people means you are strong. Stealing from charities is acceptable. Reading is a waste of time. Lying is a key to success. Always blame others. That's the game. And you see it proliferate throughout society in the UK as well. How many people do you know now who are like, since the lockdowns ended, have just lost their minds? They've been fed down these disinformation pipelines, and it's changed people considerably. And a lot of it's around that lack of empathy and normalizing being a wrong'un. Like, as if that like is held up as something great to be. And that's one of the pressure points that we've got to challenge. Like, bring back empathy, man. Bring back just being sound with people. Like, there's different ways, and we'll come on to different ways we can actually counter this. And I'd like us to put that in the comments, things that you feel that can be done, even on a day-to-day basis, that can help with this. What do you feel we can do? One thing, like in line with that, on the screen for audio people at the top, somebody's son, Dad, how do I become an alpha like you? Dad replies, for fuck's sake, son, all the alpha, beta, sigma bullshit is just astrology for incels. Be yourself and express yourself however the fuck you want, and don't let terminally online losers gaslight you into being just like them. That's one of the problems that we've got. We've got too many young people, well, not just young people, all ages, like buying into this like unsupported alpha. It's all crap. Like, for example, right, Andrew Tate, this is who's proliferated a lot of this, and all of the little noddies who come below him. And what it's done is it's like it's almost normalized, like, I'm going to be the alpha. People don't interrogate that though. There can only be one alpha in this like bullshit theorizing. One. So everybody other than Tate is a beta apparently. It's just a dead end. Nobody can actually be any of those things really because they don't exist. Like we're all complicated individuals. And one of the points of these disinformation networks is to move us into small silos and promote toxic masculinity, basically, because women are always secondary in that. Like MAGA, it's all like trad wife and all of that kind of thing. And they're melting people's heads, man. So we need to unmelt people's heads and give them some other avenues. Honestly, I'm so, so not having this. Another example, White House Spanish site has been taken offline. That go home is absolutely personal. We've got a 404 page not found for the White House and go home written under it. I checked, that was there. Conspirituality crew, they also checked, it's there. This is literally what we're dealing with. We need to accept and understand the nature of this threat. 2 seconds, just have a quick drink. Back again. Also, as well, and this is directed towards like people who are dripping in conspiracy theories. Like top left, Alex Jones, techno-fascist elites want to put a microchip in your brain. He hadn't shut up about that since the 90s. On the right, Elon Musk. Hello, I want to put a chip in your brain. Alex Jones, I love this next level genius. What has happened here? What has went on? People you know, people I know, and people like Alex Jones have not shut up about this kind of thing. And yet, if you want to believe those conspiracies, whether you do or you don't, that's not what we're here to interrogate today. The facts remain the conspiracy theory scene, if you want to call it that. One of its main pillars is the microchips in the brain conspiracy theory. With Neuralink, Elon Musk is literally doing that. The guy who gave the fascist salute the other day. And yet, Alex Jones, who also lives in Austin, Texas, because Musk, Rogan, lots of Rogan's little noddies, and others have moved and centered a lot of this around Austin, Texas. You know, you've seen recently Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg announced they were moving some of the teams to Texas. I mean, what goes on there? One of the things you can do is just point that out when people start talking to you about this kind of stuff, because they don't have an answer for it other than glazing over or rolling their eyes, and then you can start unpicking this with people. This is only gonna happen if we do that work. It's as simple as that. Have them conversations with people. I mean, I'm going to try my best, and I hope you are too, because we cannot ignore this. I know people will though, but some of us won't. Hello, Liz. Nice to see you. Horse School in the house as well. Nice to see you. Right. What if I missed anybody? Right. Horse School is saying also if you could watch on YouTube, that would be very helpful. Horse School, how much of a problem is with the young and how many are towards older, middle age, i.e. late 20s to mid 50s? From what I've been tracking since, I'd say have a break, I was doing other things. What I've been tracking in the time that I've not been around on stream is the problems with everybody. Everybody's being targeted. Sophisticated AI is being used to specifically target individuals based on all of this data that we've been feeding into these social networks for, well, it's over 10 years now, isn't it? So everybody. But one of the things that I'm not sure that I covered before I had the break was I sent this to certain people actually, and I just got aired. There was a leaked TikTok. Well, I got it on TikTok. It was before the TikTok ban, which I'm going to come on to in a bit. And it was from the head of the ADL, which is Anti-Defamation League, which is like a sort of Jewish organization. and speaking to somebody within the government, and they were saying, we've got this wrong. It's not left versus right. It is young people. And as we've seen this develop over the last year or so, I think it was that I got this clip. Well, you've seen what's happened with TikTok. So we might as well move forwards. And before we do, though, man, look, I was riddled with long COVID, right? And a lot of the investigations I've been doing is around the misinformation around and disinformation around COVID, with a lot of that being allowed to proliferate on these platforms has led to this. US to exit the World Health Organization, Trump says. The United States will exit the World Health Organization, saying the Global Health Agency had mishandled the COVID-19 pandemic and other international crises. Here's the thing, man. I'll just get Horse School's comment off the screen. Why is this important? Like, why is it important to be part of the World Health Organization? It's not perfect at all. I have criticisms of it, but I'll save that for another day. There's another pandemic brewing. H5N1 bird flu in America is in the food chain. So what I want to know is, right, how is data now to be shared, which is needed for resilience against pandemics? How is that data now going to be shared when there's no agreement between the World Health Organization and one of its biggest funders too? So huge amounts of money being taken out. And the way Trump and his mob work, it's quid pro quo. So it's you do something for me, I'll do something for you. So what I'm suggesting is there'll probably be something that'll go back, and proliferation of anti-science conspiracy is now becoming, to them, fact. I mean, the CDC in America there's staff that have spoke out, and just since the inauguration, they've been told, don't update the website, don't put any written work out, sit on your hands, do nothing. So it's going to get worse. So in terms of, I mean, these people are either stupid or, well, this is the thing. People want to hold them up as some like kind of great like thinkers. The main thought leader of this movement is somebody called Curtis Yarvin. And if you've ever seen him speak, he can barely string a sentence together. And they look up to him as like their great leader. And do you want to know what the outcome of this is and where this is going? If you look at fascist Spain, basically have some kind of like neo-feudal monarchy, so anti-democracy. So you're going to see more and more and more disinformation spread around why democracy is bad, why if we do this, we can have more, like, none of that will occur. It'll not trickle down to us. I mean, there's been a major study in the last few years to show that trickle down economics is a lie. I mean, what this is designed for is to focus. It's not even really just about money anymore. These people are unfathomably rich. What this is about is power and just being mad little nerd bullies. So they're using Trump almost as like something to, like a totem to like wrap people around. Like they're using him as much as like, the MAGA and the people within it on the ground are being used. The people behind him, that's what you want to look at. Peter Thiel, JD Vance, they're together as partners with Rumble, which is the platform Russell Brand's on, who, by the way, is about to receive some kind of presidential Medal of Freedom and has moved to Florida near the Rumble HQ. I think it's St. Petersburg, Florida, which is obviously Mar-a-Lago is in Florida as well, which is like Trump's, I don't know, like a house or something. It's just, it's like some kind of country club complex thing that he lives in. It's probably the modern day hollowed out volcano. So that's what we're here and dealing with now. And if you've been here a while, which some of you have, you'll know I've been talking about this for 2 years. And if you'll just allow us a moment to express some frustration. The problem that we have as humans is until this stuff smacks us in the face like it has this week, we just tend to like go, oh, it can't be oh, wait, man, it's not fascism. Da, 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 da. And then here we are again. Here we are. But what the difference is between the first 4 years of Trump is they've removed a lot of guardrails. Before they had the Supreme Court, judges have been weighted more towards Trump now, which is a mad system. I mean, the law should just be applied. That's a proper functioning society. So I'm mad frustrated with everybody. Everybody. Like, we could have sorted this. Like before the general election in the UK as well, there was a lot. This whole like get the Tories out thing was just another verbal meme that was ran and proliferated, and it got Labour in. But one of the problems generally over a long period of time as to how we've led to this is people leaning into centrism and neoliberalism. And I'm not really bothered about like all these terms. I want you know this. All I want is everybody to have what they need and a little bit more. It's not a big ask, is it? But we've got an ever-growing underclass who can't afford to pay for anything, who are being targeted. People like from working class communities like mine, not like mine, where I'm from. And trust me, I'm doing my level best to try and get some funding and fix this, to actually get into the community and do some like training with people on resilience ahead of the next election, on how to spot disinformation and misinformation, but also have those courses tailored to people like you and I, so people can understand and do this for themselves. I'm not giving up. I'm more motivated than ever. I'm not backing down. Are you? Because I'm not. I mean, hopefully I don't get black bagged and dragged, but this is a dangerous situation. There's no doubt about it. Courage and bravery. Let us know in the comments, guys, if you've got courage and bravery. I think that's how this is done, isn't it? It's been a while. Right. One of the other things I wanted to point out, which I've been pointing out, and the amount of crap I copped off people going, oh, you had Bernie Sanders on, Joe Rogan. So from left to right, Donald Trump, Joe Rogan, who's done up looking like the Penguin, actually. Why you should just fuck off back to the DC universe. And Dana White, who I mentioned before, UFC president, Donald Trump's one of his best mates, and just recently appointed to the board of Meta by Mark Zuckerberg, who, by the way, during the lockdowns, Mark Zuckerberg appears in the front row of a virtually closed UFC event at the Apex, which is like a really small venue, especially at the time. He'd been doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, trying to like masculinize himself, because before he wasn't seen like that at all, was he? And that is how this sausage has been made. Joe Rogan, obviously he moved to Austin, Texas, where a lot of this is centered around, as you know, has utterly and totally sold out. I mean, I know there's people in the comments who used to watch him when he had hair, and he was very anti-establishment on Justin TV, as have many others around his milieu, because of money. And why people like me are absolutely not happy about that is, I mean, for example, the podcast was launched over a decade ago because of Rogan. It was a different thing then, absolutely different thing. Now he's billionaire washing. He's got like every other week he's got some CIA agent on, or so-called ex-CIA agent. And he's speaking directly to the heart of people in communities in English-speaking countries around the world. That is what's happening. And again, when I flagged this up, just like I did with Russell Brand, because it was a slow drip for a lot of people, and because people didn't like to admit they're wrong, I think. They were like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, etc., etc. I'm not bitter about it, though. I haven't got time for that. Like, we're living in authoritarian times, so I'm pleased everybody's up to speed, or it would appear so, hopefully, but Rogan be looking like the penguin. TikTok. Sorry, TikTok isn't available right now. This push notification says from the other day. A law banning TikTok has been enacted in the US. Unfortunately, that means you can't use TikTok for now. We're fortunate that President Trump has indicated that he will work with us on a solution to reinstate TikTok. Once he takes office, please stay tuned. I heard today, very recently, that within the last hour or so, that they might just be giving it to Musk, which... Yeah, one of the side things I want to point out about this, there's talk of like Zuckerberg as well having his hand in this. And both Democrats and Republican lawmakers, senators, Congress people bought shares in Meta quite recently. And I would posit a suggestion, because they know more traffic will go towards the Instagram reels and that kind of thing. So then that means they make money. So just on the TikTok thing, at the top from Truth Social, Donald Trump's whatever, his propaganda platform, save TikTok. And this was from the other day. Below that, so many different slides from newspaper articles from 2020 and before. He started the process of banning it in America, him. Again, this is like the wrestling. They're running game onward. And we've got to be savvy to the game. So, again, just wanted to do a quick test today. Obviously, I'll be setting lights up and all that carry on for later episodes when we return. Let me show you something. I thought this was nice. This is a poem from Lauren Brandt, and I want you, if you can, in the comments, please. I'll read them out at the end if there's any. What do you think we can do to push back against this? Like, how can we do it? So anyway, this is from Lauren Brandt. Inauguration 2025. In a time of hate, love is an act of resistance. In a time of fear, faith is an act of resistance. In a time of misinformation, education is an act of resistance. In a time of poor leadership, community is an act of resistance. In a time like this, joy is an act of resistance. Resist, resist, resist. We might be in Europe, a lot of us. I know there's people who listen and watch this all over the world. But this is an everybody problem, because it's not just stopping at the United States. We've seen this in Ireland. We've seen this certainly in the UK. I mean, I'm working on something outside of this around the riots and demonstrating clearly you could draw virtually a direct line from Musk's acquisition of Twitter to the riots and the disinformation which launched those riots, which was proliferated on those platforms, including Rumble, Peter Thiel's. They're all part of the same thing. So please, in the comments, tell me, how do we do this? How do we build community? How do we spread education? How do we spread love? And how do we build joy? But I'm going to show you this as well, because there is resistance. And this is a Danish lawmaker in the European Parliament. Excuse me. It says here, if you watch anything this evening, let it be this. Greenland is not, I'll play. Danish politician Anders Vistisen, told like it is, discussing the new US administration in Strasbourg's European Parliament, particularly referred to President Donald Trump's comments regarding controlling and buying Greenland. Okay. Moment of truth. I'm going to see if videos still work in this studio. Let me know if you can hear the sound in the comments, please. Right, yeah.
Dear President Trump, listen very carefully. Greenland has been part of the Danish kingdom for 800 years. It's an integrated part of our country. It is not for sale. Let me put it in words you might understand. Mr. Trump, fuck off.
Let's run that again.
Dear President Trump, listen very carefully. Greenland has been part of the Danish kingdom for 800 years. It's an integrated part of our country. It is not for sale. Let me put it in words you might understand. Mr. Trump, fuck off.
Well done, Anders. That's resistance. Let's see the comments. Let's see what you're saying. I'm just looking at Matty's comment there. Very, very funny. Thanks for letting us know you can hear the sound. Right. Elizabeth, definitely living in authoritarian times. They're trying to remove parental rights over children's education now in the guise of child protection. It's bullshit. One of the things I'd like to point out from like my people, my partner's son, he was born in the United States, and one of the executive orders removed his right to citizenship because he was born there. Because obviously my partner's not an American citizen. Crazy, yeah. And it does disproportionately target people of color, which he is. Hoss is in. Hello, Hoss. Alexa, play Back in the Game by Airborne. Nice to see you back, brother. All right, man. Back in the game indeed. Well, just a test today. Ah, Bob Grady's there. Hello, Bob. What a lovely man. Not long out of hospital. Let's Cork. Oh, mate. That's Cork, which supercharged my MS. Spent 12 weeks in the hospital, learned to walk again. Bob, I'm well sorry to hear that, dude. Give us a shout via inbox and we'll have a chat, mate. I want to know more. Really pleased to see that your comment as well. I'm sorry to hear that. Right. Let's see who else is around. Slaz, Trump has been fooled by the Mercator map projection, making Greenland look far bigger than it is. I tell you what is in Greenland, a hell of a lot of minerals. Not vitamins, minerals. They basically they want to drill, baby. You know how it is. What a champion, says Matty regarding Anders there. Listen, I've got one more video to play you, and then I'm going to bounce and then listen to this back and work all the sound out in this space and all of that. So when we come back properly, it's looking and sounding as good as it can be. Before I do, though, Was Morris. Nice to see you, Was. What a great lad. And Liz is saying, follow the money. Trust me, I am. For real, for real. So I'm just going to share a different tab with you here. And I'm trying, wherever possible, to use blue sky links rather than Twitter. For obvious reasons, there's a move to fully boycott Twitter. I'm going to do that as much as I possibly can. It's generally a decent resource for video. One thing I will say is we shouldn't abandon these platforms, because I think part of this, they would bank on us doing that and then being like small little silos. Let us know what you think about this. It doesn't have to be in the comments today, because I'm going to play this video. I'm thinking about adding a forum function, because I'm going to rebuild the Milk the Cow website to reflect where we're at now and add a forum to that. Would you want a forum? If you want that, which obviously would be, monitored by us, for us, not as a substitute to everything else. I think we need to get out into that digital space. But I also, from my perspective, think that might be a good idea. I'm also thinking about having it hosted in Iceland, so nothing could be taken down without like serious court cases, etc. By not that we're looking to do anything mad, but as you've seen at the top of the show, my reach has been stepped on, and I've been targeted. So if you just joined, we'll go back to the top end of the show. Slaz is saying loads of Reddit groups are banning X links. Twitter. It's one of the only things it's all right to dead name. It's Twitter. I don't know what X is. Horse School. What should have been the point of resistance would have been the union movement. So for a financially stable opposition, possibly starting a new alternative movement. US, how many white European colonial settlers born there will be removed? I'm going to strongly suggest not very many, unless the don't line up with MAGA. I mean, I can absolutely see journalists getting jailed. I can absolutely see it. Matty quite rightly is pointing this out. If they got the major platforms, we can't ban them, or they've got all the floor. Totally. And I honestly think we need to keep pushing them, because it will expose the propaganda, the lies, and the censorship while they're talking about free speech. So let's try that. Liz is saying Marianne is a hero. She certainly is, and I'm going to show you why. And then I'm going to bounce. As I say, this is just a test stream today. Please do follow on YouTube, because I'm going to put a big focus on YouTube, simply because that's the monetized channel and I need the money. Also on that, patreon.com/cow daily. Also links to PayPal and all that if you want to fund the work going forward. To be honest, I need that now more than ever. And I'm sure Martin Dries has popped up. Just before we do, let's involve Martin in the show. Hello, pal. Hello, sir. Good to hear you. As usually, totally spot on. And about silos, yes, silos of secret platforms, what the Nazis want. Starmer's BlackRock deal is really bad. I'll look into that. Thanks, Martin. And as I've said, if people could follow on YouTube and stick the notification bell on, because ultimately I just want to broadcast on there. That's, how we're going to do this. I'm actually going to take the YouTube channel serious, doing the proper videos, the shorts, and all of that kind of stuff to really promote the work. And what I'd like to do is get it to a point where I can employ an editor to do it, because I want to be doing disinformation work using the qualifications I've now got from the BBC and AFP, which you can find out more about at the top of the show, because I told you what I've been doing since I've been away. Yeah. Get in touch. Let's build this community. Let's show some heart and courage and love. And let's be guided by this bishop, which is something I thought I'd never say. But the respect I have for this person speaking truth to power is an inspiration to us all. Have a look at this. And also, let us know in the comments if you can hear it. Just testing things out today. Cheers, chaps.
Let me make one final plea. Mr. President, millions have put their trust in you. And as you told the nation yesterday, you have felt the providential hand of a loving God. In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families, some who fear for their lives. Let me make one final plea, Mr. President. Millions have put their trust in you. And as you told the nation yesterday, you have felt the providential hand of a loving God. In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families, some who fear for their lives. Let me make one final plea, Mr. President. Millions have put their trust in you. And as you told the nation yesterday, you have felt the providential hand of a loving God. In the name of our God.
Just going to pause that now. There's a longer clip, but this is why I've done a test. As I've just found out, Blue Sky is limited to 1 minute videos, so it's in 3 parts. I'm going to suggest you go find that for yourself. David Gascoigne, nice to see you. Is this live now? Do you mean this live stream or that clip? Because the clip was from yesterday, give or take the time limit, the time difference, sorry. So that isn't, but this is now. I am live. Hello. I'm about to get off though. I'm going to just pick up some of these comments from people because it's nice to see you all. Thanks, Liz. Thank you for all you do, Mike, with you all the way. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Spread the word. We're coming back. We're gonna look. I'm not giving up. If I have to do this on my own, I will, but I won't. I know that because I know you. I know what we're looking for something to rally around, and I am. So it's why I decided to pop up today. I mean, my life's hardly easy. A couple of bereavements before Christmas and something absolutely wild over Christmas into the new year. Can't even ever speak on it on here, I don't think. But I'm not 100%. But that's no reason. I've seen what's been going on this week. Bloody ketamine Ken there, bloody high Nazi salutes out. You really think? And as I say, I'm a fully credentialed journalist now, so nobody's saying nothing to us. Al McNay, nice to see you, pal. When I watched that sermon, it just put into perfect relief the complete lack of humanity in the inauguration speech. Trump, of course, has already dismissed the service as one of the worst ever. Resistance is being human in every circumstances. Spot on. That is how we do this. We spread the humanity. We spread the love between each other. We connect. We do our best to bring up people. And I tell you what an act of resistance is. Masking, because that gets people out of the house. Look at Bob Grady there. He caught COVID and he's been in hospital for 12 weeks and it's triggered his MS. That's not acceptable. And it's these same disinformation pipelines which have led to that. If you want a real symbol of resistance that anybody can do on right now, buy a KN95 box of KN95 respirators. Stick them on, protect yourself and each other. Do you honestly think these disinformation idiots that we've been talking about today are not proliferating? We know they are. Look at what I mentioned about the CDC in America earlier. Look at how they've co-opted the conspiracy theory scene, likes of Alex Jones and whatever, all of a sudden being for the guy with the chips in the head. Do you honestly think? And I understand, it was a scary time coming out of lockdowns and whatnot. I get it. But we're leaving people like Bob and the Hooseman. And then he wants to come out, he's getting COVID. Nah. No. I myself had long COVID for 2 years. The reality is, and this is all, as you know, everything is evidence-based here. If I was to cop more infections, it could do us in. So I never stop masking. I stay masking, man. Stay masking. And as we know, masking has other utilities. Matty, keep on keeping on, bro. Right back at you, man. Oh, Jacqueline Hemmings is here. I haven't seen you for ages, mate. Hello. Trump's inauguration speech was seriously deranged. Mind you, can't have been best pleased with being upstaged by Elon's antics and Melania's big hat. Fully agreed. Look, there's going to be things as well. We'll try and bring the funnies as well. It's not just going to be like, in these times, humor is a superpower and it's going to keep us on the right side of everything and keep each other on. Look, I get that these are parasocial relationships on the internet, but I rate you people, man, and I know you're not going to let us down. And I know I'm not going to let you down. So let's build, man. Let's build and connect with others as well. If you think there's people I need to speak to, tell me and I'll go speak to them. Like, let's do what we can. And not only that, like, look, I'm white. I'm not a woman. I'm not LGBTQ. And all of the people that these people are targeting to essentially consolidate power, they're using them as scapegoats, and we can't allow that, man. It's time to stand up, innit? But before we do, let us get the last comment. Slaz, adios, stay safe. You too, brother. Pleased to see you here. Marginalized groups need to unite. They would be stronger together. Jacqueline, indeed. Matty, love masked me on Robbers Union. We were actually talking the other night, Matty, honestly, whatever you did when you were younger, if there is a heaven, what you've done since, you're definitely going into it. It's nailed on, mate. Your karma is... So not many people in this one lifetime could equalize the karma, but you've done it. And that's even just on what you gave to my family. Martin saying, Martin Dries, congratulations for the journal qualification. That's really brilliant stuff. Thanks, mate. I really appreciate that. Master Certificate in Digital Investigation Techniques. I'll give you an example of how deep that goes, right? Somebody gave us a quote with a banknote in it the other day, and I gave that person the name and address of the person whose quote it was, and what they do for a living, excuse me, what they do for a living, etc., etc. So we got the skills. If you want to take it from taken, I've got a specific set of skills and I'm probably not allowed to mess with. Wasn't before, but I'm certainly not now. On or offline? Just messing. Matty, I've still got long COVID. Get in touch. Send us a text. I mean, like, there's things that I could tell you that you could do. Liz is saying memes keep me safe. We're saying masks keep me safe. They do. Thank you, right back at you, Matty. One of the best out there. Martin's saying, before I go, can you give me a direction to how you got that? Are you talking about the qualifications? Yeah, no problem. I mean, the BBC one, you have to be like referred to it. So that was because I've got like all the experience and all of that stuff. Whereas the one with AFP, which is the French version of the BBC, effectively, I might be able to recommend you for that. It's like self-directed, but I think you need like a news organization, and I use mine at Cow Daily. So that would be how it would be done. So just fire us an inbox, mate. I'll have a chat with you outside of this. Right. Gonna crack on. Thank you, everybody. And I've really loved reconnecting with you all, but it's time to go and do some dishes, edit this, do some other work. But I'll let you know. Please go to youtube.com/cowdaily. Ultimately, I'm just going to be putting this out there. But right now, I just want to let you know I'm kind of sort of back, you know. See you soon. All the best. Much love to all as ever. Goodbye.